Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Before the Whistle. I'm Ankit,
And I'm with you.
and this is Old Trafford Odyssey, your Manchester United fan channel. So, guys, let's get straight right into it. Today's topic: Manchester United versus Brighton match preview. Of course, there's a lot more to talk around Manchester United
Good
as well.
evening. Welcome to another episode.
Given
Sorry.
given what's been happening the past few weeks, as we know, we've been a mess.
Oh, yes, we've been a mess.
Obviously, a lot of it impacts the game that we're going to be talking about. So, let's start with some of the issues that have been going on this week and what are your views on that. So, about Anthony and Jadon Sancho. So, these are two players that possibly we needed for this game going forward on the right hand side, but we have none of them available. And with reasons that are completely off pitch, nothing Erik Ten Hag can do about.
With regards to Anthony, obviously, neither Erik Ten Hag nor the Manchester United board could do anything about it. What they have done is the right way to go about it, and they've literally told Anthony that you take your time and fix your shit, basically. And when things are back to normal, depending on what the situation is, what the outcome is with the investigation. Uh, he'll be brought into the squad or be sold depending what happens. So we'll have to wait and watch for that. And there's nothing Erik Ten Hag could do about it. With regards to Sancho, I think it's a fabulous thing what Erik Ten Hag has done. I think finally we are having this a manager who's being backed. By the Manchester United board. Let me tell you, we slate Manchester United a lot for doing so many wrong things. I think this is the
Right.
time where we need to appreciate and give them credit for backing the manager here and not going with the player like in the past they've been doing since post Sir Alex
Definitely,
Ferguson.
credit where it's
And
due. Specifically given the scenario that the club is in right now,
correct.
where we could have easily seen what we've seen in the past.
Past like manager being not being backed and the player power that has been running post Sir Alex Ferguson. I think it's time. So he's the right man to bring an end to the player power. Sir Alex Ferguson once said that the day a Manchester United player becomes bigger than the manager, that's the end of that player.
True.
Nobody should be bigger than Manchester United, period.
I mean, from
So,
the man himself, and it makes sense, doesn't it? Because
of course,
I mean, we've all seen
there is
this.
only one hunter, there is only one boss, there is only one principal with the cane, and one headmaster, and he should be the one in charge.
Absolutely.
There shouldn't be any other discussion about it. And if the player is not trying to put in, no matter how much you costed, no matter how much you're being paid, no matter how brilliant of a player you are, but the team comes first and you cannot cross the manager, you have to sit
Yeah, I
outside,
mean,
you
with
have to
this,
follow certain rules.
since this entire week, there's a lot that has come out about Jadon Sancho that, in terms of his behavior, when it comes to basic professionalism, not being on time, not turning up for training, facts that there had to be specific people assigned to just wake him up and giving him call times an hour before everybody else so that he can make it on time. And it still seems that he's not making on time, which seems to be really, really weird. For me, it sounds so weird that we're discussing something like this because this is the basic, right? I mean,
It
this is
is, I
supposed to
think
be the
so.
basic that's required from any professional in any line of work.
Yeah, you are supposed to be punctual. There is a decorum, there is a professionalism. You're being paid whatever you're being paid. Even if you're being paid like 10 rupees or ten pounds an hour or whatever it is you're being paid. That's the most basic thing. And it's baffling that we are even having a discussion about it. That and
I mean, not us exactly, but
it's
it's the mainstream media once again, right?
how
Now,
are you even backing
if
someone, a player who's not being
there's been a lot
professional
of
and he's not
criticism,
coming on time for
there's been a
training?
lot of criticism, surprisingly, towards Erik Ten Hag
And
for the decision he's taken, by the way, which is, in my opinion, it's the absolutely spot on. It's the right decision by Ten Hag to sort of send Jadon Sancho to do training by himself and will not be picked for the squad until these disciplinary issues is solved. But it seems to have given Erik Ten Hag a lot of backlash from some of our ex-players, also by a lot of these mainstream media pundits. So, what is your opinion about the backlash that Erik Ten Hag is receiving?
see, I believe that being the manager of Manchester United, you need to have a very thick skin, because being a manager of Manchester United is the most difficult job out there in the world of football. It's one of the most popular club. It is one of the most loved club, most hated club for obvious reasons. And you know that if you talk about Manchester United, you're going to get more views, you're going to get more clicks, you're going to get more hits on your
Right.
particular website or whatever you're working for. They're working for these so-called journalists and media people. They know that they're going to get engagements. They're going to come out there, you know. So I think it's a tactic, and a Manchester United manager must have a thick skin and not let anything get into whatever is happening around. It's just
Well,
noise.
so far,
And
Erik
I
Ten
think
Hag
Eric Ten Hag is
seems
doing a
to be doing
fabulous
a
job,
fabulous
and
job
I think
with
he's the
that.
right man, and I think he's going to sail through this, and he's going to clean the shit out, like he's been doing since the time he's come back.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, since the time he's come to Manchester United.
No, definitely. So, so far it really seems like he's been handling it really well.
Absolutely right.
In terms of how he deals with the players, the press. We've seen previously how he's dealt with disciplinary issues. When with him, it seems to finally look like it's the manager's back in control, wherein there are certain standards set up now and certain levels to the game in that dressing room now that you're either there or you're not.
Yeah, absolutely
So
right.
yeah, that's definitely a positive, and I think it's definitely the right decision. And coming up to Anthony, the it's just, I mean, there's something with United, right? I mean, we've got to be cursed, or I don't know what it is,
No,
but I mean,
it's not got
right
anything to
wing,
do.
is it the position that's cursed?
No.
Because
It's got nothing
of
to do
late, if you
with
see with
bad luck. It's got nothing to do with we being
because
cursed. It everything stems down from the top, the very top. You know, when your base, when your pillars are not strong enough, and your building is always going to collapse. It's always going to be
right,
shaky, and there are going to be such kind of instances where things could have been, uh, avoided, or things could have been taken care of, like the Maguire situation, like the Jadon Sancho situation. All these things could have easily been avoided, but your the board, the Glazers who are in charge, they are not giving complete power to Erik Ten Hag. Like, I don't understand when people say that, Erik Ten Hag is being backed. I don't see how he's been backed. Like, he didn't want Jadon Sancho. He wanted to sell Jadon Sancho. He's been put here because our inability to sell such players. He didn't want Harry Maguire. And Harry Maguire is also going through a lot of stick because of his own stupidity as well. People come out and say that, okay, people are being very harsh on Harry Maguire, and Ronaldo went through worse. Ronaldo went through worse when he lost his child, and even those kind of excuses, where people came out, ex-players and the media pundits coming out and saying that it's bullshit and all these things. He has to be, and they went hard on him. But
he
I
doesn't
don't
have
think
an English passport, right?
exactly. It's not about English passport. I don't think it's an English passport. It's a clear Manchester United agenda. I don't.
Definitely it is a Manchester United
Of course,
agenda,
English
but
agenda
with
is there. But
Manchester
if you
United
see,
agenda,
if you,
Cristiano was also in Manchester United. So
but
as you rightly
it's
pointed, it was still unjust towards Cristiano, but not towards Harry Maguire. Now we're right now talking about two Manchester United
No, but
players.
I'm talking about
So
a same player. If an English player is playing for a club like Chelsea, or if it's playing for a club like City, if it's playing for a club like an Arsenal, and something like this is happening to them, nobody's going to open their mouth. Nobody's going to even batter an eyelid, whether
yeah,
it's
but
an
that's
English
in the
player.
in terms of criticism towards more like I feel
It's
the
it's it's the
manager. Yeah.
Manchester United. It's simple.
See.
It's English passport. Yes, I agree to an extent, but it's more mainly to do with us being Manchester United and what everybody wants to talk about Manchester United, wants to talk against Manchester
So right,
United.
in a way, like yeah, that's you're right. When it's Manchester United, so everybody wants to talk about it. But
So they
the
need a
difference
reason
here
and they
is,
find a
yeah,
reason.
the difference in these two scenarios that you pointed out is like everybody likes to talk about United. Well, in the instance of Cristiano Ronaldo, it was Man United. Obviously, you want to talk about it,
Of
but
course.
it was in a lot more negative sense towards
Of
Cristiano.
course,
He was
because
thrown under the bus.
yeah, because
He was abused. He
obviously he
was
was
slagged.
abused, he
He
was
was
slagged, he was booed by his own. Even
exactly.
Cristiano Ronaldo was booed by Manchester United. Few of
Ex-players
Manchester United
who
supporters,
threw him
by the
under
way.
the bus completely.
And
So the way he was treated, and versus Harry Maguire, again, United player agreed. Everybody wants to talk about United, which is why it's all around. United players are all around. But in this particular scenario, going completely after the manager and protecting this player, who's proved time and again that with his own stupidity and his own words that he doesn't have anything to prove. Um,
exactly my point. He doesn't make things
Coming
easy
off
for
being our
himself.
captain and coming off making statements saying that he had an excellent season on one of the worst years of our
Man,
life.
you can't be
So,
performing like that. Such performances, you can't give such performances and then come out and say stuff like that. I mean, at least show some humility, man. Shut up, shut up and let your performances work. Let your performances do the talking. I mean, I don't hate him personally. I don't even know Maguire. Maybe Maguire is a very good
I
guy.
mean, we
He's a
don't,
good human being. We've not got
we
nothing
do
against
exactly.
him.
I mean,
It's in the past 4 years, we as Manchester United fans are watching him play 90 minutes every game and are seeing how poor he is, how bad
yeah.
he's performing. He's the captain. He's supposed to set standards, and he's been one of the most poor performers for us.
I mean, and the
Why
antitheticals
why
and
can't we Manchester United fans and supporters come out and slag him off and say that you're shit, you're poor, you don't deserve to be wear this shirt?
yeah, I mean, in a way, I don't see criticism being an issue if you're not all players are,
I love Bruno Fernandes. You don't perform one match, I'm going to slag
no, I
you off. I'm
mean,
going to say Bruno
no.
Fernandes
I
not good.
mean, no player should be, prevent like completely safe from criticism. That's not how competitive game works. You're in a competitive sport, and if you don't perform to the levels that are demanded of you, I think every fan has every right to criticize.
Absolutely.
I don't believe in any sort of personalizing things or insults and of that manner. That's not something that we condone as a channel or I condone as a person as well. However, any sort of constructive or any sort of criticism, I don't see
Absolutely.
anything wrong with that. So I don't understand the whole protection that Maguire is getting
And booing,
from.
and with regards to fans booing, yes, I don't support fans booing, but that's been happening since years. It's not happening now. It's not the first thing. David Beckham was booed. Cristiano Ronaldo was booed.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like
it.
there are,
But it's what's funny
this is
is
football, guys. Come
see
on, this is what fans
exactly. But
do.
what's funny is that this has happened. This is not the first player to have been going through something like this. It's happened to a lot of players before, but no other player has gotten this much of attention and protection from everybody around. It just seems to be like when it comes to certain English players, you just can't say anything about them. So they're sort of shielded by. He seems to be he needs protection from even Hollywood now. It seems. I mean, Spider-Man's coming to his rescue. So
I
I
don't
mean,
know what
that's
was
just
that.
weird. What's happening in
But
football
even see,
nowadays?
I understand. Even
So
it's everybody's opinion, and everybody's opinion matter. And obviously, they've got the right to say whatever they want, but I think this is stupid. And I think Harry Maguire issue wouldn't even have come across this huge had Gareth Southgate
That
not
was
come out and
exactly.
said stuff about that, targeting that fans are targeting
Southgate
Maguire
didn't
and
have to
all.
do anything. I mean, this
I
entire
mean,
scenario is created by him.
it's because of him. Why did you
It's
pick him up?
in a game where
Don't pick him up.
in a game that has no meaning right now. It's more like it's just a bloody friendly, and this is a time when you could have given a lot of the young players who've not got any sort of chance in England so far. You could have tested those guys out, given them a chance,
Colwill is
let them
starting
have
for
a feel with
Chelsea.
that. But
He's not
instead,
played a single minute.
in 2-0 up, he decides to bring on Harry Maguire when he does not need to be there. He wouldn't have picked him. He wouldn't have come on and scored an own goal for
I mean
Scotland.
that's a
And
bit unfortunate,
I
obviously.
mean, yeah,
But
but
then that's a
that's
blunder,
my
right?
point.
That's
The
a
scenario
blunder.
was
It
completely
was
avoidable.
yeah, it was
So
avoidable.
nobody
Yeah,
would have been talking about him, and he makes it
that was
even
true.
worse, adding fuel to the fire by coming after the game and specifically talking about Harry Maguire, defending him when it was completely not needed. And now, this entire week going before an important game, we're
People are
going.
talking about Harry Maguire.
Exactly. When we should be talking more about things, more pressing issues like Anthony
Who's
or
going to
Jadon
play?
Sancho,
Who's going to
or
play on
who's
the
going to
right
be playing
wing?
on the right wing. Exactly. So yeah, I mean,
Any which ways, coming back, like let's
really
start with it.
terrible. But what's been
Manchester
happening around?
United, everything around Manchester United is like a joke. It's
So yeah, I
funny.
mean, it's
It's
been
unfortunate. It's like we are like there is more drama at Manchester United than at
TV soap
in
opera, man.
in Ted Lasso. Like Ted
Any soap
Lasso had less
opera,
drama
any
compared to what's
soap
happening at
opera.
Manchester
So
United this season,
no,
especially this season.
absolutely. So I mean, yeah. So that brings us back to our topic of discussion, which is the preview. So that's the lineup that we think would be going forward in this game. And as you all can see, one of the first things is on the right hand side we have Pellistri there. So obviously reasons being like we've just discussed elaborately,
Like,
the
we don't have a
issue
right wing.
Anthony and Jadon Sancho
Yeah,
are unavailable both,
yeah.
giving Ten Hag more things, more issues when he already is ridden with injuries.
I know.
In a squad that already is thin in the start of the season, looks like we're in a injury crisis, and we now lose two players, one to discipline and one nothing to do with football. So Pellistri is whom we've gone with. Now, there could be a lot of other scenarios when you talk about the right wing.
Yeah, there
We've
could be
seen
Bruno on
Bruno
the
going on the
right.
right.
There could be McTominay coming with Eriksen.
So, let's
Since Amrabat is injured and Erik Ten Hag has come out and said that Amrabat won't be available for tomorrow's game. I was
It's a
hoping,
huge
I
miss.
was really hoping that he would be at least on the bench, but oh, come on now, we can't do anything about it now since
It's
he's not
United,
there.
right? I mean, so
And
we know the reason
yeah,
how the
so
whole
I think
saga.
I would want Pelestri on the right. This is what I think it should be the case because he's more direct, Pelestri on the right, and with
Agree.
Hojlund coming in the picture, and he's starting. And the kind of striker he is, he's going to benefit a lot with a player like Pelestri from the
He seems
right
to be
and
the
his
only guy who
crosses.
can cross, right?
He's the only guy who can
He's the
cross,
only
yeah.
guy who looks like can
And
use the most width
yeah,
and
I think
whip in balls
I think he
more
should
direct.
be. I think he should be starting over anybody else, and precisely why? Because I like Bruno in the center. I think Bruno on the right hand side,
We've
the
all
way,
seen it doesn't work.
and it doesn't work at all. And for that reason alone, I would start Pelestri over
And
Bruno on
also
the right.
given other than Rashford, the only other threat in terms of attacking that currently seems in our squad is Bruno Fernandes, and having him off position really
It
doesn't help
completely
us.
negates our
Exactly.
entire
So if
attacking
you just got
creativity.
two guys up front that can right now sort of give you goals, the only two players so far, that's Rashford and Bruno. We're hoping obviously that changes with Hojlund now coming in to the squad. But with only two players that actually can cause damage to an opposition, specifically like Brighton. So definitely, I will agree that we need Bruno at his best and in his best position up there. as a number 10 where he can has the most impact in terms of goals, right?
Absolutely right.
And let's talk about Hojlund. What do you
I
think? Will
am
this be
very,
his
very
home
excited.
debut?
I think with everything around Manchester United being so negative and so pessimistic, I am really, really positive about Hojlund
So,
starting
guys,
for us.
hit that like button for that.
Yes, please.
Hojlund is seems to be like the biggest positive right now in
Oh,
our
yes, I'm
lives.
very excited to watch him play. I'm excited to watch our team go out after watching Erik Ten Hag's performance. I don't know about the players, but boy, I was so impressed by him. It inspired me.
I
Like
mean, even in
literally,
the few minutes we saw,
it literally inspired me, his press conference, and with everything
oh,
that's
he
so
seems to
negative
have that
around
personality and mentality, right? I mean,
with everything so negative around the club, the way he was answering the questions and the way he was, his body language really gave me the confidence that the players are backing him with whatever is happening with regards to Sancho and Anthony. It gave me an impression that Erik Ten Hag knows what he's doing, and
right.
I'm really looking forward for the game tomorrow. Of course, we can get hammered. Of course, we can lose. But I'm really excited to watch what
No,
Eric.
it's
The
definitely going to be an exciting
yeah,
game.
with
We know
Hoyland.
how it is with Brighton, and
Yeah, with
off
Hoyland,
late in
another
the
thing that gives me positivity is our manager. I think Eric Ten Hag is one of the biggest reasons to be positive being a
I mean,
Manchester
I
United
the
fan
only
today.
reason I probably think we might get Champions League next year still after the
See, I'm not.
start we've had.
I'm not
Um,
even thinking about Champions League right now. I'm not thinking about getting into top four, top five. I think that is too much to ask from the Manchester
it
United.
certainly looks difficult with
It's
the way we've
difficult. I
started,
don't think so.
but
That's a fair expectation. Also, we should be having because
we all know we I mean
I
United.
think
There's nothing fair about
The real
yeah.
United fans who have been following Manchester United since years, who've been watching regular games, will know that it is stupid to think that realistically they talk about even top four. Forget about title challenge from Erik Ten Hag, especially with what's happening. Outside the club, with regards to Anthony situation, Sancho, the ownership, the Glazers, and the Mason Greenwood situation, and what it's such a terrible transfer window we've had. I think realistically, I am just hoping that uh, at least in terms of play wise, we get to see little bit of quality with Erik Ten Hag. I don't care about right now the top four or top five or top six
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I mean, we're a fan channel, so we need to think about what our fans care as well.
Yeah, no,
And
of
I'm
course,
pretty sure that a lot of people do care about top four.
I'm definitely they are
So,
not like they have
yeah,
everybody has their own opinion. This is my opinion.
exactly.
This is my
So,
opinion. I don't think so. We are going to come in top four, and I will
no,
speak the
fair
way
enough.
I will
Definitely,
speak the way I
fair
think
enough.
it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat just because
Absolutely.
how it's a fan channel or what's it's not a fan channel. Of course, it's a fan channel, and that's why we are here. I would like to even know what your opinions are also about the same.
Absolutely, guys. I
But
mean,
this is
drop
my
into
opinion.
the
If you don't like
chat.
it,
I mean, no,
that's
we
fine.
respect the opinion
Yeah,
definitely, and like I said, that the top four does definitely look quite difficult. And
it's
as I
definitely
was
difficult.
trying,
Yeah,
the point that I was trying to make earlier was that the fact that we have Ten Hag is the only thing that gives me a
it's
little hope.
positive. It's I'm
Exactly,
positive
it's the
about it.
only thing that
Yeah, but
gives me hope as well. So we're all hoping, obviously, for the sake of the fans and for all of us, we hope that we do get back into the Champions League because it's been a while since
yeah,
we've been able to do it consistently, and it always seems to be like the scenario wherein we get into the Champions League a year and then we're back out of it the next. So we're hoping that can change our because obviously the only positive is Erik Ten Hag. And coming
I'm
back to
excited.
the game, with Brighton,
Hmm.
obviously Deserby under Deserby, we all know how fantastic Brighton have been as a team, as an entire unit, as a club. The way it's being run right now, it just seems excellent. The style of football that they're playing, and plus this season they started bright. They had one shocking game, I think, where
Yeah, they lost
yeah.
the
So
game.
other
Yeah, it
than
was
that,
I don't
I
understand
mean,
how
yeah,
did they lose against West
even
Ham.
I don't know
That was
myself.
maybe a Moyes masterclass. I don't know what it
Maybe
was. A
that
one of a blip
definitely.
game,
I didn't get the time to see the entire game, but I did
but
see a bit of the highlights, and
I love
so
Brighton the way they're playing. I think
absolutely.
in Premier League it's one of my most favorite team apart from
And a lot of young
Manchester
talent. I
United,
mean,
a young talent,
Evan Ferguson with his hat trick last time
and the
out.
manager is doing a fantastic job with the players he's got, with the players he's sold. They've sold two of their most important players this season in Caicedo and who's the other player they sold? I'm forgetting the name. If you can remind me, I don't know. So, but
I mean, with Brighton, it
instead
seems
of
to always
Caicedo
be
going and
Trossard left
everything,
last
and yeah,
year.
Trossard left
So
last year.
with Brighton,
These
it
are the two
always
players,
seems like they're already two steps ahead, and
and they're
it's
doing a
like they have
fantastic.
a replacement before the person's
Yeah,
already
this
left,
is how a
and
smart club needs to be run.
even the scouting, I mean, the way the players that they're replacing, surely at some point, it has to slow down, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm surprised because I haven't seen any club be that consistent when it comes to replacing players and getting players with probably better quality. I mean, even with the whole fact losing their manager under whom they were having such a great time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that did not seem to impact them at all. In fact, they just kept getting better. I
So
mean, with
this is
Deserby
what
it got
happens
even
when
better,
you've
right?
got a proper structure behind. You've got proper footballing people who know what their job is. This is what happens when a club like a Brighton can do this. I don't think why a club that like Manchester United can't do it. So
We all know why we can't do it. Obviously,
because of the
it's
Glazers,
it's
Glazers,
Richard
yeah,
Arnold, John Murter, Glazers. You can take a
any
lot
which
of
ways.
names. The entire structure about. So yeah, but so coming to the threat of Brighton, I mean, we all know even Estupinian is a threat going forward. He's a left back, but we all know how threatening he can be going forward as well. And
You've got
the
Mitoma,
big
you've got
relief that I think for us is that Martinez is fit.
yeah, Martinez is fit. We
So
need Martinez. We need
yeah,
Martinez.
because we are gonna have a tough time dealing with the likes of March, Mitoma, Pedro, Evan Ferguson up there, specifically
They're going to
with
attack.
Dallo
I
out of
predict a lot of
position.
goals in this game. I do predict that we are going to concede. Uh, there are going to be like 2, 3 goals in this game. It's going to be pretty open, uh, and it also depends upon how the Manchester United players, especially the midfield unit and the attackers, uh, follow the Ten Hag plan. It all depends
Um,
upon how much the players are being able to follow what Erik Ten Hag has given them
it's
instructions.
it's probably gonna be like
It is
we've
going to come
already
down the
got here.
midfield
If you
and the
see,
attackers.
as we've got here, if you see, it's again gonna be the midfield of Casemiro, Bruno, and Eriksen. The sort of three that I think have got them. This I think is the pair that has probably played the most together under Ten Hag.
Yes, it is the pair that
So
has
sort of
it
and
has.
has actually gotten us out of a lot of difficult games as well.
Yeah, but I'm
Um,
really scared about the fact that you know we don't have Amrabat fit for this
oh,
game.
I would have
Because
really wanted
that
Amrabat.
defensively, I am still not sure about Eriksen. Of course,
Right.
we are going to create some chances also. I do believe we are going to create those chances, and everything depends upon how we take those chances. If we be able to
Casemiro's
finish it.
has been a slightly off, towards the start, but I
No, but
think
he's
even
always a slow starter. Even at Real
exactly,
Madrid,
even at
Madrid
Madrid,
days,
even
he's
after his injury and
yeah,
his
yeah.
suspension with the red card, we've always seen that, when he comes back from a break, he is a slow starter.
He takes time, but
But
you're going to
I'm
see
hoping
the
that,
best.
with the international break and everything, the little time away as well, I'm hoping that Casemiro is back because we will need him back to his best.
We
Because,
do.
like you rightly pointed, Ericsson, fantastic player, nothing taken away from him,
Yeah,
but he's
and
in
before
a
his injury, he was really good.
yeah.
He was
Plus,
better than what he's been
he's still
playing.
adjusting.
He's not the same. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Of
a
course,
bit unfair
it's
to ask him to do what we're asking him to do in that position. It's
obviously
out of position.
he's
It's not where
uncomfortable. He's not.
he's.
I won't say he's uncomfortable. He's been playing. He's played
But
that
it's
position
the
in
age,
Inter
right?
also.
That I
Yes,
feel.
of course, the intensity and the
So
age, and with obviously
I don't see talent, or
no, it's not
I
about
don't
talent.
see that
It's
he
just
can't play the position. I
he
see
doesn't have the
physical
legs.
issues.
Physical, yeah,
Yeah.
physically he's not up
So
there
exactly. So
to
it's
be
not
playing
like
that.
that he can't play that position. Obviously he can, but it's difficult for him to be chasing and closing down such huge spaces in midfield
Correct.
for more than, about 40 to 60 minutes a game.
Correct.
So beyond that, you start to see those cracks appear and Casemiro being left out a lot alone,
Yes.
which is why we would have loved to have somebody like an Amrabat in this game. But we're hoping that can we it's a home game. Obviously, our home form has been a saving grace, right? So
Counting on it.
absolutely counting on that
Counting on
home
that.
form as well. Plus, I think United do seem to at least at home step up in these big games, and I'm hoping that
I'm hoping those guys have
we
heard
have to
the.
start well
Yeah.
as
We have to
usual.
start well.
We
We
can't do
cannot.
what we've been doing, the past one and a half year where we're so slow to start.
We can't.
We need to take our chances.
Yeah,
Brighton is
we
not
have
a
to.
team we can leave 2-0 up or let them go, get away with a 2-0
If they
lead.
go 2-0,
It's gone.
yeah, we are not coming
we're
back.
chasing,
I
we're
doubt that.
chasing the entire
I
game
would
plan.
love that if we can come back, but I doubt that. But
I wouldn't want us to be in a scenario to
absolutely in the
be
first
running
place.
behind Brighton.
No.
It's not
I
one of
don't
those
want to
teams.
be in that situation. I don't want
So,
us to be in
so
that
absolutely,
situation.
we're gonna have to be taking our chances. I feel Rashford's gonna be key in this game in the way
I think
how he
Hojlund,
links
yeah,
up with
with
Hojlund.
Hojlund.
Because if we see a lot of Rashford with head down, and when we sometimes see that side of Rashford where he's more head down and just cutting in and shooting all the time.
He has to play in tandem
We've
with.
seen that
He has to
improvement in
be a
Rashford
little
of late, where
selfless.
sometimes you see that head come up. He's a lot better at times when he puts his head up. You see him use that flank and width more. Like in the last game, we saw him a couple of times use that width and go past the defender, go to the touchline to put those balls in.
I hope we do
But we
see more
saw
of
similar
that.
instances of his weakness as well, where in the same game we saw an instance where Hojlund burst ahead and
And
Rashford
he
could
could
have
have,
put a ball
yeah,
out,
he
but
didn't see him.
he did not
He didn't.
put
It
his
was
head
too
up and
late.
see exactly. He was a bit late.
He needs to be more aware about where players are. He needs to
Absolutely,
look
this is
up
the
more.
kind of game where we need him to be on point.
Everybody, we need everybody on point and at their 100%. Only
Absolutely.
then we are going to be winning this game. We're going to come out with 3 points. Every 50-50, we have to go on harder, and it should matter to us more than them. Period.
Definitely, and the battle is gonna be in the midfield.
It
Obviously,
always is. It always is.
absolutely. As you rightly, what's wrong with my? Just give me a second. Got a low
Battery is going down.
Yeah, so need to be fixing this shit.
Oh, I'm excited about tomorrow. Hojlund.
All right,
How
so
do you pronounce Hojlund?
Hojlund. So
Hojlund.
it's Hojlund.
Hojlund.
No, Hojlund.
I
Hojlund.
saw a video where he was saying that
Yeah,
the way
the
to
D
pronounce
is,
his name is
silent.
Hojlund.
Yeah, so it's
is what he was
basically
saying.
the D is
Hojlund.
not pronounced, I
Yeah,
guess.
and it's
But yeah, it's
Hojlund.
Hojlund or Hojlund, but we will figure that out pretty soon. We should do that a bit, prepare better for the next show, man. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, we need to know.
Hojlund. So what? Yeah, it's a pronoun. It's a
It's a proper noun.
proper noun.
So,
Oh
yeah,
damn, it's a proper noun.
yeah.
Hojlund.
So anyways, with that, with the battery going down, I think it's time to wrap up a bit.
Oh, yes.
So let's conclude the show with some match predictions. So what do you think are your score predictions?
I already predicted it's going to be more goals in this game, so I'm going for and I'm hoping the Manchester United players have seen that Erik Ten Hag interview and are inspired like I am, and I'm thinking it's going to be 3-2 Manchester United.
3-2. Oh yeah, that's good. That'll be one entertaining game, man. I mean, definitely.
As long as
Surely,
we're getting the 3 points.
I mean, given how Brighton has started, I'm sure it can get to a high score, but I'm still concerned about goals from United. As we know, this is probably the first game we might have where we're playing about 90 minutes with a striker like Hojlund, who is sort of a box striker. So somebody who will need service to feed off of.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem so far that our team is capable of creating for a striker, a target man.
They have to learn.
So
They'll have to
yeah,
learn.
I'm hoping that it does click in the first game here, but for me, I still think this might not be as high scoring as we think so. I think I'm gonna go for a 1-0.
1-0. Manchester United or Brighton?
Yeah, Man United 1-0.
Yeah, as long as we're getting the three
I'm
points,
hoping. I
boys.
think. Yeah, I'm hoping that I think
I'm
with
pretty positive,
Martin
yeah.
is back. I think and with we've seen Van Bissaka seems to do well against Mitoma. We've seen Mitoma struggle against Van Bissaka as a lot of people
We
do
need
when
those
it comes
spidey
one v
legs.
one. Definitely, we're going to be needing him on point. So I think we might be able to escape with a clean sheet if
Wow, that's
things
going to
go
be
to
great.
plan. And going at home with Onana, I would like to see that clean sheet. It'll give Onana that confidence as well, which is much needed. So I think I'm gonna go with a 1-0.
Okay, let's see.
So
Let's see.
that's my prediction. But
What I'm
I hope
excited
that
about.
it turns out to be more towards your side, where it's probably something like 3-1 United. That's what I hope, and my inner wish is. But my mind right now is telling me no. I mean, we're probably still not there. And yeah, I do completely trust Ten Hag and think eventually we'll see a much better style of play going forward into this year with the injuries and players coming back like Mount and Amrabat coming back
Hmm.
inside and Varane getting fit again. Once
Hmm.
we have our entire squad, I think we will see a much better style of play. We will see Erik Ten Hag and United start to bounce back and get some consistent points. But the only concern is that I hope it's not going to be too little, too late, and with so many games in picture, with 60 games, that squad looks kind of thin with the whole fiasco with Anthony and Sancho as well now. So that's another concern for me. If we have another injury crisis going forward, that might hamper us. But definitely, I do think that there
I
are a
won't be
lot of
surprised,
positives
by the
then
way,
to
if
look
that happens
forward
also. I
to.
won't be surprised.
Yeah,
With
which
the
is
way
why that's a
things
concern, like I've raised, right?
that are going at Manchester United, yeah, I wouldn't be
Exactly.
surprised.
But yeah, there are positives, and I am definitely hoping to see a lot more of better attacking football. So
I think, guys, my dad is.
yeah,
Dad, we are live.
it's
My,
yeah.
my dad doesn't know that. Sorry, guys. This is funny.
That's generation, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean that my dad's generation. I don't think he gets what all this live crap is.
that's gonna be funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean with that, it's been a
Oh,
really
it's
good
going to be a good
show.
show with little blips and dad coming in. And but it's nevertheless, it's been a good show. It was love talking to you all. And please do comment. How what do you think about tomorrow's lineup, and give us your prediction as well.
Absolutely, guys. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button on the bottom right hand of the channel. It will be a huge help if you
Yeah, we
guys
need it.
enjoyed
We
the
need it.
content.
We're slowly getting there. We're learning, but we are really passionate Manchester United fans, and we really need your support.
And we've got a lot more coming. We're planning to increase the amount of shows
Yes.
eventually, and
Yes.
we'll be back tomorrow in after the whistle for the post game player ratings. So tune in, guys, tomorrow same time after the game. We'll see you.